The US and Ukraine finally signed a deal that will establish a new investment and reconstruction fund to give the US access to Ukrainian rare earth minerals and other natural resources.
I am glad to announce the signing of today's historic economic partnership agreement between the United States and Ukraine, establishing the United States-Ukraine Reconstruction Investment Fund. This partnership allows the United States to invest alongside Ukraine to unlock Ukraine's growth assets, mobilize American talent, capital, and governance standards that will improve Ukraine's investment climate and accelerate Ukraine's economic recovery.
The two sides offered only bare-bone details about the structure of the deal, which they called the United States-Ukraine Reinvestment Fund, but it is expected to give the US access to Ukraine's valuable rare earth minerals while providing Kyiv a measure of assurance about continued American support in its grinding war with Russia. The signing of the deal comes after months of contentious negotiations, which included the Oval Office blow-up between the Ukrainian president and the Trump administration. Despite the signing of the deal, the Ukrainian Prime Minister confirmed that Kyiv's key demand of US-provided security guarantees is not part of the deal, which raises questions why Ukraine even agreed to the deal when it doesn't meet its security needs. US President Donald Trump marked his first 100 days back in office with a rally in Michigan, a city once renowned for its automotive industry. In the space of just more than 3 months, Trump has signed more executive orders than any other president, sent markets spiraling with tariffs, and for the most part stuck to his America First policy, except when it came to Israel. Trump has signed at least 142 executive orders so far, which focused on immigration and border security, as well as energy and trade. Trump implemented a flurry of tariffs in order to reduce the US trade deficit, remedy unfair trade policies against the US, bring manufacturing jobs back to the country, and generate income for the US government. Not everything went according to plan as the stock market crashed, and US bonds began losing their value, forcing Trump to do a number of U-turns. Trump failed to end the Ukraine war in 24 hours and has now lost patience with Russia. He has now put Ukraine on notice and forced Europe to step up and defend her. Trump made around 75 promises in his election campaign, which included everything from mass deportations to releasing the 2021 Capitol Hill rioters. Trump has kept 6 of his promises, broken 1, stalled on 4, and is working on fulfilling 23. The remaining 41 promises, he has yet to begin tackling them. On Trump's 100 days in power, US credibility, leadership, and image is in tatters. US allies have been abandoned and put on notice, and China and Russia have successfully pushed back against US bullying. If Trump's first 100 days are anything to go by, the remainder of his term looks ominous. House Republicans have unveiled a new bill that would bring the 2025 U.S. military budget to over $1 trillion. The 2025 National Defense Authorization Act is currently $885 billion, and the new supplemental bill drafted by the House and Senate's Armed Services Committee would add $150 billion, bringing the 2025 military budget to over $1 trillion. The bill includes $25 billion for President Trump's vision to create a new missile defense system for the United States, which he has called the Iron Dome for America, or the Golden Dome. The project would be a boon for U.S. weapons makers and would likely kick off a new global arms race. The U.S. defense budget funds America's global empire and is a cash cow for the military-industrial complex. But the rising budget has not translated into battlefield success. The Iraq and Afghan wars saw the U.S. defeated by inferior forces who utilized guerrilla tactics. The Ukraine war exposed U.S. dependency on global supply chains as she was unable to ramp up production of ordnance in her support for Ukrainian forces against Russia. The growing U.S. defense budget hasn't led to U.S. capabilities improving, and the U.S. defense budget is looking more like a cash cow for the military-industrial complex.